Hello everyone. How are you guys doing today? I'm Gimmie-Moore Cosplay, and today I have my lovely co-host Shane the Train with me. Hello Shane, how you feeling today?
I'm doing all right. Busy day today, but I'm glad to finally have some time to relax and getting some time to cast.
I don't know about relaxing. Whenever I cast NGS, it's nothing but not relaxing. It's always such an intenseful games and whatnot. But all right, let's go ahead into the map view real quick because we gotta get these games started. So, tonight we are doing Division C-East ReGen Nebula versus Dadsl. On the left side for ReGen Nebula, they went ahead and banned out Dragonshire and Altric Pass. While over on the right side for Dadsl, they went ahead and banned out Tomb of Spider Queen and Braxis Holdout. So we do have a chance of Towers of Doom tonight. We also have Dadsl picking up the first map of Infernal Shrines. What are you thinking right now, Shane?
Infernal Shrines, it's a map I've always loved to see. It's a map that encourages a lot of team fighting, which is, kind of my favorite. I enjoy watching the macro and stuff, don't get me wrong, but I love a good old-fashioned team fight. So I'm excited to see, what these teams have to bring, whether they have some interesting strategies planned for us, or, what's going to happen.
Exactly. Also, shout out to Moist Venus with the 69 biddies. Thanks, bud. Appreciate you. Every time you throw 69 at me, you throw... Oh,
emotional damage.
Gosh, every time that hurts my ears. Venus did the emotional damage channel noise. But all right. Let's go ahead. We do have... So on the left side, ReGen Nebula is going to be first picking, so they went ahead and bound out the Sylvanas. Now, I didn't have a chance to look at the teams here to see what they play. Have you looked at them yet?
Well, we may be getting a little bit of a glimpse here as we see these bans coming in. Sylvanas and Stukov both taken off the board immediately. Sylvanas being banned away tells me that Dadsl had a potential Sylvanas split push strat ready for this map. So not looking like we're going to be seeing it in this series, but, might be something to watch out for.
And we have a Kael'thas being banned out. You don't see that really.
Listen, I think KT is better than people give him. Everyone memes that KT is this he's only good in low div. But the fact that he's a DPS that, has decent range and forces the enemy team to unclump, as well as bringing his own crowd control, makes him surprisingly more powerful sometimes than people give him credit for.
That is very true. I will not deny that. We do see the Anduin first pick here coming from the side of ReGen Nebula. I do want to make a note. So in the... Oh, wow. I just noticed. So Dadsl, ReGen Nebula, and my own team, Fensad, were all tied for 5th place with 6 points. So tonight's game will show who gets actual 5th place, whether it be Dadsl or ReGen Nebula, or who gets 5th and 6th place if it's a 2-1 game, if it's a 2-1 game.
Well, as we see Azmodan and Brightwing picked up here. That's an interesting one, too. Azmodan, not usually a character I think of being picked early. So even though the Sylph was taken away, there is still the potential for an Azmodan split push coming in on this map.
All right, and there's the Dahaka and Junkrat being picked up for ReGen Nebula here. I do like the Dahaka pick. I always like a Dahaka. I don't play Dahaka at all, but I like his concept and like how he plays. So I'm always happy to see Dahaka pick here. And we go ahead.
I was gonna say, I always love me some race car. I hope he goes race car, but there's nothing more fun than just going at 1,000,000 miles per hour and making race car noises while playing Dahaka. Any truers in chat?
You know what? If he does that, you're gonna have to make the race car noises for him now.
I just assume that's what every Dahaka player does when they're playing race car build.
We do see the Garrosh band out from Dadsl. And like I was gonna say a minute ago, Moist Venus with another emotional damage just right in my ears. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. And we have, oh, Varian! We can't have a Twin Blades Varian in this game. Oh my gosh, how dare they? Oh, my heart.
I have a funny feeling it may not have been Twin Blades, but I mean, hey, I've been surprised before. You know, I lost all my points one day, so.
Yes, you did. And you know what? Ever since then, I have made a rule now where if someone plays an NGS, specifically Twin Blades, I will gift a sub to my chat. So, if anyone's watching and plays NGS, if you go Twin Blades, I'll gift you a sub. Oh my gosh!
Waitus in chat knows what's up. He's making the race car noises. He knows.
And then on top of that, he did another emotional damage right into my ears. I don't know how loud it is in the chat, but it's loud in my ears.
Now this is really interesting. We have Blaze Tyrael picked up as our last two picks here. This tells me it could be a Blaze main tank. And I don't know how much CCL you've been watching, but Tyrael DPS has been becoming a thing recently, and might be something to watch out for in this game.
We do see the Mei being picked up from Hotstads here. Tyrael can be really, like I think you were saying, Tyrael can be really scary, especially with the Blaze. I mean, it is two bruisers in a tank. Tyrael's a tank, right?
Tyrael is a tank, yes.
Yeah. So 2 bruisers in a tank with an Anduin. I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of like Hotstats comp a little bit better, but, you know, it's not bad.
See, I'm actually, I think, leaning towards the side of ReGen on this one. I really love, I mean, I think Junkrat is just such an impressive pick on Infernal Shrines. They also have Light Bomb Delivery if Tyrael decides to go Judgment, which I think this will be a Judgment game. And they have just so much frontline. Vala's going to have to get that 16 online for them to even have a chance to start eating through this frontline. I don't know. I kind of like, I think I'm leaning more towards the side of ReGen in this one.
All right, so we have opposites attract right now. I'm pulling up a poll so people can start getting points. Will Tyrael go Judgment? Judgment. All right.
But here's the real question I'm wondering. Does Sonya go W build to try and get the percent damage at 16? Or is this the legendary spin build game? There's not a ton of CC that interrupts spin build here.
True. That is very true. Spin build would probably be more helpful here than W build.
I mean, there's just something just naturally fun about becoming a Beyblade. I'm just going to put that out there.
Beyblade, let it rip. I don't know. I used to, when I was a kid, or not a kid, I was like in middle school. That's when around Beyblades came out, I think. And that's when I started really playing with them. And man, I would literally go to school. Of course, I was the only female playing with Beyblades at Pokemon. So I would go and I would buy the Beyblade stuff and I would beat the crap out of everyone. I had the whole setup too, and I just beat the crap out of everyone. I had so much fun there. Oh, good times.
Yeah, I'm gonna date myself. The big thing when I was growing up was Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Came out when I was a kid. I remember I actually opened a Blue Eyes White Dragon in like one of the first packs that I got. And so you're that cool kid with the blue eye. Meanwhile, that card's actually terrible. But
yeah.
Like, you know, in the old days when Yu-Gi-Oh! Was still a new thing, like everyone was like, "Oh my goodness, it's Blue Eyes White Dragon."
I got a story to tell about Pokemon in a minute, but we just got into our game, so I'll go ahead and introduce our left side, our blue team, ReGen Nebula. We have It Cowboy on the Dahaka, Rakem on the Anduin, Murda on the Blaze, the Shivs on, oh my god, Tyrael, and Staya, oh my gosh, I can never pronounce this person's name, on the Junkrat.
And for the side of Hot Dads, we got Rat-Based Toad on the Mei, Wiggity on the Brightwing, King on the Sonya, W-Star on the Vala, and Q-Ball on the Asmodan.
It did say that you did, you rejoined the game. That's why it took so long to load in, because you were trying to join back in the game. We need to start a fun, everyone. We gotta start a fun. Get Shane a better PC. That's the new fund.
Well, someone in chat calling out that they think it is the Judgment. I think it's going to be Judgment too. I think if they can one-shot that Vala with a Judgment Light Bomb play, you know, they're going to be in really good shape in this game, especially around those objectives.
Oh, definitely. I agree with you there. We do see Sonya rotating top, so is the Dahaka. Hotstad's just finishing up clearing out the mid lane as they're starting to rotate down this bottom here. It's hard. It's a hard eye and Chives. The Chives. Gosh, I swear, every game I cast, everyone has to tell me how to repronounce everyone's name.
That reached the point now where I've just started out. I'm like, if I don't know, I'm just gonna ask.
But you know what? They did coin flip without me, so I couldn't even ask. Like I was sitting and waiting for them. I was like 10 minutes before game time. I was sitting and waiting for them, keeping an eye on the chat, and I did not see them once. Maybe it just happened to look away, and they popped in, did it, and left. And as soon as I looked back, they were gone. So let's see. IT Cowboy? No, it's It Cowboy.
No, it's definitely IT Cowboy.
No,
I'm gonna step. Weenus, I got you, Weenus.
Stixia. Oh my gosh. Why can't people have regular names? At least my name's not hard to pronounce. Gersmore. Super simple.
Well, as we're getting onto this level 4, we do have the side of ReGen claiming this bottom camp. Looks like it's going to be no contest here from Hotstads. May does try and peek in on it, and they end up actually burning the Brightwing port as well, so they don't find anything on this camp, but they lose a few of their resources. I did want to point out, so we do have the race car build coming in for Dahaka. We do see this sort of more bruisery DPS Tyrael build coming in with the Globe Quest at 1, and we're actually seeing a Q build Vala, so really interesting. Really going to be trying to melt that front line and scale towards those level 20s as the game goes on.
You know, I don't play almost any of these characters, so I am no help here. I just know that Azmodan, he went Gluttony, right? Yeah, he went Gluttony. That's it. That's all I know. And Vala went Q build. All the other heroes, the only one I play is Anduin, but that's not the build I go. I have the first one is the fountain, the little fountain thing that you can place down and it heals everyone.
Yeah, Azmodan went the big bonk at level 1. Actually, well, the real big bonk is at level 10. That's where you get the big bonk.
Biggest of the bonks. Oh no, Dahaka in the bottom lane using his stasis trying to get out of this. And he is fine, the It Cowboy. I feel like that's going to be my new thing now, just butchering everyone's name. They're gonna come into the stream. What the hell? Why is she saying my name is Jonathan on there? Why can't she say it right?
Well, down here in the bottom lane, we do have a split push here. So they are going for the split push even without the Sylvanas. They do try and find a gank onto it, but really good disengage there by the Mei to keep the Blaze from finding the charge in. But overall, I mean, this objective is going pretty freely into the hands of ReGen Nebula, and so now we're going to have to see if they're able to match that value that Hotstads was able to get in the bottom lane.
Yep, we do have level 7s up for ReGen Nebula, and John Cena already hitting the wall. There's level 7s for Hotstads, and Dahaka's quest has been completed as well.
So far, not a ton of damage. In fact, it almost looks like Hotstads may end up having may have gotten more value with that during that first objective than the side of ReGen. Dahaka does find a tongue off to the top side, but no real follow-up there as they're brawling in the mid lane. And overall, I think if you're on the side of Hotstads, you're pretty happy with the results of that first objective.
Yeah, only getting mid wall down while they were able to get bot wall down. It's pretty good overall. We do see both teams on their siege camps here. ReGen Nebula just finished theirs, and Hotstads should finish theirs any second. Another quest complete from Blaze.
Well, he does look for the engage here. They try and find the Junkrat trap, but it isn't quite enough to get the Azmodan booped back into the team, so Azmodan's going to be okay here. Good effort, though, by the team to try and look for that. But nothing ends up coming of it. But as this game continues to go on, though, I mean, that Azmodan is scaling, and the Vala is getting closer and closer towards those level 20s. That could be something to really watch out for. Sonya is actually going the W build, so there is going to be no helicoptering throughout the team fights.
Nope. We're still waiting for level 10 to see if we do have a judgment material or not. We do have a fight here. Tongue was missed, but Sonya might go down here. Brightwing. Oh, Brightwing just barely not in time. You even see a little bit of a heal from it, unfortunately. So now Sonya is going to go down as ReGen Nebula should pick up 10s right now. And we'll see. Do we have the judgment? We have Light Bomb. We have Judgment, Riptire, and we'll see the other two go. So whoever picked Judgment, you'll get some points here in a second. We do see an Isolation and, of course, Bunker as well as ReGen Nebula starts pushing down this bot lane. Oh, but wait a second. Top lane, we'd had Dahaka tonguing on the Mei, but Dahaka will be fine.
I actually wanted to point out, on that kill onto the Sonya, I actually kind of wanted ReGen to let that teleport finish. Yeah, Sonya would have gotten the heal, but I think that would have been a free extra kill if they let the Brightwing show up.
You know, I was thinking the exact same thing, too.
Yeah, potentially something to think about for the future, but, I mean, overall, you get the kill on the rotation. You're feeling pretty good about yourself no matter what.
Definitely. We do see ReGen Nebula starting to rotate top, possibly looking for a Vala Brightwing gank, but Vala and Brightwing are already out, and we do see Shrine will be active in the top lane in about 20 seconds.
Azmodan is set up in that bottom lane, so they may be looking to potentially trade for this bottom fort. No, they're going to go ahead and rotate up towards the top lane, so it looks like we'll have potentially our first big team fight coming up here as they look for the invade on this camp. The Light Bomb has been used. They try and get onto the Vala, but a good snowball there by the Mei to try and buy her some time. Junkrat's gone down as the rest of the team was caught in that snowball. Meanwhile, in the backline, Vala does end up going down, but Anduin is going to fall as well, and that's a 2-for-1 so far. For the side of Hotstads, the snowball, I think, really was the MVP in that fight.
Yeah, those were really good snowball. But I also say Sonya, she came up right behind, leaped onto that Junkrat, and killing that Junkrat off, so that helped. I'm actually kind of upset with Anduin. Run towards your team, Anduin, not away. Because you had... Anduin was just getting chased off by everyone. You gotta run towards your team during that time, because no matter what, you're gonna die. At least if you run towards your team, you might be able to live compared to running away from 2 other people.
Make your team work for it. Make them show how dedicated they are to your survival.
Oh my goodness. Alright, we do see Brightwing in the bot lane. ReGen Nebula was able to grab their Bruiser Camp during this objective. We do see Light Bomb. We see Junkrat all as well. Radiant Vengeance was used. There's the pole as well. Blaze getting pretty low here. Gluttony hitting the Blaze there. And no deaths out of this right now. We did have Brightwing teleport back up though. And 4 points away. Oh, nope. There is John Cena in favor for Hotstads, and Brightwing is going to go down. So will Vala, though, as we did see Bunker being dropped and used. Looking for more kills here. There's a double person stun, and Mei should go down here. Ooh, great 3-person avalanche here. Oh my goodness. Junkrat is booping back the Mei. Mei will go down. There's the tongue onto the Azmodan. Azmodan goes down. Oh man, I really thought that Mei saved herself with that avalanche. She's been pulling off some really great avalanches right now.
Yeah, the consolation prize here for Hotstads is they are going to get this Punisher and a good bit of damage here in this top lane, but I mean, this has given now ReGen Nebula a full level lead as we continue to push into this game here, and if they're able to find those critical talent tier breakpoints and look for fights around them, this could potentially lead to a bit of a snowball if they're able to use this level advantage correctly.
A snowball, bada bing. I don't know.
I don't even know you. Who are you?
I thought you did that on purpose. I was
I love a good pun. Oh, Vala gets caught. Blaze actually misses the charge though, but a good Q there by the Blaze to land both onto the Vala does end up finding the kill. That must have been like 5 overkill. I can't believe that Q actually killed her there.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. That was a brutal death. We do see ReGen Nebula starting to grab the bottom siege camp, Blaze in the mid lane, trying to push out the lane, but Hot Stats are going to be able to hold it off for now.
I'm actually really surprised that Sony went crit kickers this game at 13, which is interesting considering the other team has a Junkrat, which can make it, you know, relatively difficult for you to really stay spinning in those fights in the back line. But just an interesting thing I wanted to point out is it'll be interesting to see how much value she's able to find out of that when she leaps into those back lines.
We do see ReGen Nebula as they grab their 16s. They sneakily rotate down the bottom lane. They're looking to grab this bottom fort here. Murda getting pretty low. Here comes probably a snowball. There's the Blaze Unstoppable and the stun, and no snowball this time as ReGen Nebula is able to back out safely.
Yeah, they're playing a little passive here. They do have the level advantage, which, you know, means they can potentially look for something aggressive here, but just trying to make sure they don't get caught out by that snowball. You know, one bad snowball could lose you the entire game, so I respect them trying to play it safe and, you know, just wait for this next objective to come up potentially. Should be no more than about another minute away here.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, I didn't realize how tired I was all of a sudden. Oh my goodness. No, well, and I agree with you. The Mei snowballs this game so far have been really good. 3 people snowballs, snowballing at the perfect time, helping out her team. So I agree. ReGen Nebula is going to have to be careful and keep an eye of where those snowballs are coming from. We do see Shrine coming out in the bot lane in about 20-ish seconds. And we'll see who gets it. Who do you think is going to get it this time? I think Hot Stat's going to be able to grab it again.
Vala's still holding the level 16. Oh, nope. Okay, we are going to see that's Manticore, right? At 16. Yeah, I was going to say, Manticore seems so good this game into such a heavy front line on the side of ReGen Nebula. So this could potentially be going over to Hot Stats. It's really going to come down to if the synergy is there and they're able to find that instant deletion with the Tyrael Judgment. Looks like they want to go for it. Tyrael's being a little aggressive, but not quite pulling the trigger just yet.
Yeah, looks like both teams playing a little bit safe, just grabbing the minion kills right now. Junkrat getting hit there, bringing him a little low, but Anwin's able to heal him right back up. There's Rain of Vengeance being used. Blaze, there's the Tyrael Judgment, there's Light Bomb, and Vala and Brightwing. The 2 squishies are going to go down. We did see the Mei ult being used, but not in enough time.
Yeah, they are able to execute the combo. Oh wait, hold on. Sonya tries to go for an execute in the backline, is able to find the Junkrat and slides on out
but look
there.
at the Dahaka. Dahaka using isolation on the Azmodan, and now Azmodan's gonna go down. And this might be ReGen Nebula getting a turnaround here now again.
ReGen Nebula looking good on those combos so far in this game. It's been interesting. They've actually been late bombing the Blaze after the Judgment for the follow-up. So interesting little twist on it there. They are going to get this bottom fort down and most likely at least keep wall. But let's see just how much. Oh, the Mei does get stunned in front of the Blaze. Good slow zone keeps her held up. Blaze finds the stun and they're able to kill her before she can pop that ice block. And now this Punisher is going to get even more value if they choose to push with it.
Yeah, we do see Dahaka pushing out the mid lane. Sonya just fending off from the Dahaka. There goes the Punisher onto the Vala. Tyrael is pushing with her. There's the Rain of Vengeance, though. Tyrael's knocking down the wall. Like, let me out of here.
Yeah, the Q-Build Vala is actually doing pretty good here at clearing that objective, so not quite as much value as I would have anticipated. You know, Q-Build Vala really good against those neutral monsters and minions, so able to clear up that Punisher relatively quickly. Vala actually face checks this, is taking a good bit of damage. The Haka is showing up. They are going to commit the Judgment and the Light Bomb. They find it, but are they able to find these kills? Vala gets pretty low. Brightwing is going to be the sacrificial lamb as it leads to a 1-for-0 here for ReGen Nebula.
And ReGen Nebula just getting the luck on their side. Like, Vala getting really close there. Brightwing just sacrificing themselves. And there's the stun on to Mei. Mei getting really low, but Mei's able to bust out of there. And it looks like ReGen Nebula, I thought maybe they were going to keep pushing. We do see Tyrael backing, though. So it looks like they might just... Oh, no. Tyrael staying. Oh my gosh, Junkrat getting really low, but he's gonna be able to heal off of it. There is the Mei ult as well, and Bunker used as well. No deaths out of that, but man, Junkrat got really low there. That Anduin healed really quick.
Yeah, they burned actually quite a bit of abilities. They used the pull, they used the bunker, they did just about everything to try and save that Junkrat there. And this time the Sonya is not able to find that execute, keeping him alive, and ReGen Nebula continuing to sit in the driver's seat in this game.
Yeah, ReGen Nebula doing a great job. They do have 12 kills compared to Hotstad's 3 kills. We do see Dahaka on their bruiser camp, and it looks like ReGen Nebula looking for invade here onto this bruiser camp. Let's see if they will succeed onto it. No, looks like they will succeed, but as Hotstad's just gonna give it.
I think it's the right call to give it. Really,
Agreed.
if you're on the side of Hotstad's, you really just want to hit this level 20. Your comp becomes so much stronger once you hit that. You know, if you get that, I assume it's going to be Caltrops at 20 for the Vala. Getting those 3 extra rolls to use for your Q just makes you so hard to lock down, as well as you can pump out so much damage. But again, the real pressure of this game is on the front line as well as the healer to keep that Vala alive. She is going to be the target in every single fight, and I think that oh, hang on, here comes the Judgment. They're looking for it. They find a big stun, and they are able to get the execute as the tire comes in, but Sonya has something to say about it. Able to find the Tyrael there on the back. Blaze is going to try and find a little more damage, but I think it's just going to be a 1-for-1 and the fort going down here.
Yeah, Sonya doing a really good job hopping back in there and getting at least another kill. But during that fight, we do have Dahaka killing out the mid wall here for the keep. So still, ReGen Nebula, even though they got traded value for kills, they still are able to get that top fort, and then now mid wall.
And once Vala spawn, I mean, I honestly think they can give this objective. I don't think it's game if they get it, just because Vala will go the Caltrops at 20, and that'll allow her to use that Monster Hunter to really kill that Punisher on this next push. So I wouldn't mind seeing them actually play this passive, just maybe look for a potential pick, but end up just giving it over. We'll see if they decide to do that here. Mei is kind of forcing her way in. They find a lot of damage onto the Junkrat, but no real follow-up is there.
And we still don't have Vala picking out their 20s. There's the light bomb. There's Sonya's ult, and Junkrat will go down. Anduin's stuck in that area. But man, there goes the Sonya down. Vala still hasn't picked her 20, and yet here she comes into the fight. Looking at the Dahaka here. Dahaka's stasis is down. He's going to back up, and now he's going to be able to come back behind and use his isolation. There is Tyrael's Judgment. There is Snowball onto the Blaze, and Vala getting really low here. Or no, Brightwing getting really low. Oh no, Brightwing living with 50 health, but Vala should go down here. Maybe not. Oh, yep, and there goes the Vala. But man, Dahaka's getting pretty low. Who is going to win out of this? It looks like... Oh no, Azmodan will go down. Mei not being able to boop out in time. And I think Mei just went to end her life right there. And there she goes. She dies. And the only person maybe living, Brightwing? Good polymorph from the Brightwing, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh no, and there goes the Brightwing. Wow. ReGen Nebula doing a phenomenal job following up on those kills and able to get a 5-man weep. This could be a long cooldown, death countdown. We do have Sonya back up, and man, Brightwing still has 46 seconds to go.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be game here. Vala still has not selected that level 20. She didn't have those extra rolls in that team fight, and so not having that meant that the rest of this front line was able to collapse onto her. And I think that that might have been a pivotal turning point in this, or not turning point, but a pivotal moment in that team fight. Sonya is going to try and find the dive onto the back line, but the Judgment for the Peel comes out to save him. The core is getting low, and this looks like it's going to be game number 1 going over to the side of ReGen Nebula.
Yeah, still no level 20 from Vala. I wonder why they still haven't picked out their level 20. That's interesting. R.I.P. Vala.
Could possibly have just forgotten. I mean, I know I've definitely done that a few times before. You know, you're in the heat of the game. You're so focused on communication and all of that, and you just kind of forget.
I get for me like Storm League and like quick match and stuff, but you're playing NGS right now. Like, most people take NGS more serious than Storm League, right? People, like, if I don't want, once in a blue moon, my teammate, they'll forget, like, a level 7 or whatever. And then I'll go, hey, pick your talent. If no one's telling their teammate to pick a talent, especially since they were all dead, like, you look at everything while you're all dead and you don't notice that your teammate hasn't picked a level 20? I don't know.
See, I just forget. I'm just a forgetful person. I'm just so caught up in the game and everything that I'm doing. I mean, part of it I feel like is because I play offline. I'm looking everywhere on the map nonstop. But I'll be honest, I forget. I've done it before.
I don't know. I call sus on it. Well, all right. Let's go through this game summary first before we get into our next game. So, our game summary, we have in siege damage, 181,000 from Dahaka and 115 from Azmodan. And hero damage, we have 39,000 from Junkrat and 53,000 from Azmodan. And self-healing, we have 55,000 from Anduin and 59,000 from Brightwing. In the healing, we have 30,000, or self-healing, we have 30,000 from Tyrael and 12,000 from Sonya. And then in the XP, we have 31,000 from Dahaka and 16,000 from Sonya. 20 kills to 5 kills, level 22 to level 23 to level 20. And I'll go ahead and bring up the talents except for the Vala talent. RIP Vala talent.
I will say it was an admirable job by Dadsl, especially by the front line, to try and protect that Vala. But the coordination there from ReGen Nebula, they just seemed like they had it together in that game. They 1, 2, 3 punched. They went Tyrael Judgment into Blaze Stun into Light Bomb over and over and over, and there just wasn't an answer from the side of Dadsl in order to stop it, and it was enough for ReGen Nebula to take game number 1.
I really thought Dadsl, they started having something with the avalanche there, and but May could just never really get in that back line to be able to avalanche them to try to get those kills later on in the game. I think if they were able to pull off the avalanches, it would save their team so many times, but it's rough. It's not easy to do.
Yeah, plus that Tyrael is so hard to kill in the late game. I don't know if you saw that level 1 quest. I think he had something like 50 globes, which means that he's healing for, hold on. That would mean that he was healing for 30 health per over 5 seconds nonstop, up to 10 times. So he could have been healing for up to 300 health over 5 seconds all game long, which is completely ridiculous.
Super ridiculous there. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and load. Oh my gosh, if my game wants a load game. All right, there we go. We do have our next lobby up. Let me see who chose map. But anyone who's just joining on in, welcome on in. Tonight, I am Gimmie-Moore cosplay, and I have my co-host Shane the Train with me. We are doing an NGS Division C-East of ReGen Nebula versus Dadsl. Our first map was Infernal Shrines, picked out from Dadsl, and ReGen Nebula won it. Our second map is also picked from Dadsl, and we're going to Battle of Eternity. So, of course, Battle of Eternity, Vala is going to be first ban or first pick. It's like, there's a no-brainer there. It happens every game. If it doesn't happen a game, I've never seen it.
Surprisingly, there is sort of a thing to think about when it comes to it, just because, yes, Vala first pick usually is what tends to be picked, but we've been having a bit of a discussion actually as a team about how sometimes it almost feels like you want to take the mage early, just because there's a lot less mages that are good at racing than there are auto attackers. So, we've been talking more about even thinking about stuff like Ming early or Hanzo early or stuff like, because, they're like the mages that can race. Compared to, Vala can do it, but so can Greymane, so can Raynor, so can Zul'jin, right? Like, there's so many different characters that can do it. So I do think that there is more flexibility than there looks. But yeah, Vala is a character that exists, and it's really stupid on this map.
I agree. It's always Vala, Raynor, and then I've been seeing a lot of Li Ming. Those are like the 3 DPS for this map.
There is something satisfying. I just like playing Ming and going Seekerville. There's something so satisfying about the noise it makes when you land all 3 of them. I don't know what it is. I just love that sound, that ka-chunk it makes when you land all three of them. That's the dopamine rush I'm looking for when I'm playing that.
You know, actually, what I really like on this map, and of course, I feel like you're gonna already know. Everyone's gonna know what I'm gonna say. But Twin Blades and Li Ming Orb build. I think those two are so fun on this map because you could still, even though you don't have taunt variant, you could still get a wombo combo of, as long as variant does hits the enemy. So does, let me think, I gotta think of my numbers. Does his E first, which is the charge that slows them, and then hits the Q, which is the sword slow. So double slow, so you slow them, and then you wait a second, then you slow again. You'll still have the orb be able to have to hit and everything, as long as your Li Ming can match up. As long as your Li Ming can hit people who are moving. I've done it quite a few times. I think it's a really great combo instead of having to do taunt, because then you still have all that twin blade damage onto the immortal as well.
Also, I am going to give some love. This is my boy Artanis's best map, so maybe a chance we'll get to see him in this game. I always miss me some Artanis. It's so sad that when you lock Artanis anymore, everyone flames you. I love my boy.
Your boy. Excuse me, Dumbo. Dumbo! We have special guest Dumbo.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they say to me when I lock Artanis.
Good job, Shane. Good job. I had our special cat guest, our old man Dumbo. I made some beef stew today, and handmade beef stew. Oh, wait a second. Wiggity's making fun of me in the chat. Wiggity was making fun of me in the chat. He was said that he's surprised that one of my cats isn't named Twin Blades.
That's the next one, right?
That's the next one. You know what? I'm gonna start the next batch of kittens I have. I'm gonna name them all Varian.
No, wait. Does Varian's blades have names? Like you could name the next 2 cats after his blade, but I don't actually know. Oh my gosh!
Let me Google
this. I don't know the lore. I don't know.
Let me Google it. Does Varian?
Well, as you're Googling that, one small change up here for the side of ReGen Nebula, we do have the Vala ban, so no surprise. We did talk about how strong Vala is on this map, and he did go the Q build last game, so... Oh, and the Tyrael has been banned. Yep, Tyrael is so obnoxious to play against anymore. That pick has sort of come out of nowhere into the meta, and it is surprisingly, really strong, so... Gonna see it taken away here and see what else ReGen Nebula has to bring to the table.
So the sword does have a name, and each sword has a separate name. So the combined name is Charlemagne. Separate names is Shalator and Elamaine. I can't pronounce this, but Elamaine, Ellemayne. I know it's Maine, so I'm assuming Elamaine. So if you combine, and then they were magically fused, first wielded by Varian, former king, blah, blah, blah. Now his son, Anduin, wields it. So Charlemagne. So I have one cat named Twin Blades. I have another cat named Shalator. Another one, Elamaine. And then a fourth one could be Charlemagne. And then we can have Varian and Anduin. That's 6 kittens right there named off the bat.
Yeah, I thought the only thing Anduin wielded was the power to stop me from running it down, but I'm learning stuff today.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I don't know if I sent you the clip. It was so funny. The other night, me and my team were just like playing for shits and giggles, and let me pull up my Twitch. Why don't you, while I pull this up, I gotta show you this clip. While I pull this up, why don't you go over what's going on in our draft?
It's been a hectic draft so far. We actually have the Ming taken early by the side of Hot Stats. Always love the Ming on this map, as well as the Grey Mane for the race for the side of ReGen Nebula. Early Blaze as well, so potential for both offlane or main tank Blaze. They showed they could play a main tank last game. And of course, that Anduin was so impactful in the last game, so no surprise to be seeing it taken again. But Joanna actually makes it through the draft and is potentially still one of the better tanks in this current meta. So we're going to see how much value it's able to find here, as well as if they choose to go the Blessed Shield route or if they decide to go more of a Falling Sword route.
All right, I found the clip. I sent you the clip. After draft's done, I'm gonna try to play it. It's so fucking fun. Long story short, one of my teammates was Anduin. The other one, shockingly, wasn't me. Was Abathur, and we tried making a sacrifice. I'll just leave it at that. It's a funny clip. I still crack it up watching the clip.
Meanwhile, my king out here picking Artanis.
There you go.
Gonna be seeing him in action, some swap action. But honestly, the real thing to look at in this game is the Cassia pick. There are a ton of blinds so far for the side of Hotstads to support that Cassia pick. Varian and Chromie going to be picked up as well, but it's really going to come down to, are they able to use those blinds effectively to allow Cassia to just run rampant? I like the supported Cassia pick here.
I'll be 100% honest. I would not go Varian into this. You already have 3 blinds.
I will. Well, they're not going to be going Twin Blades. I'm going to shut that down right now.
I don't even care. I wouldn't even go taunt into that.
I think it's offlane Blaze plus Shield Breaker Variant into the Joanna. But Uther picked up. Wait a minute.
Wait a second. This is not looking good. I don't like either of these comps.
I actually think this is a really solid draft from the side of Hotstads. I think that they've got a little bit of flexibility. You know, they have good poke from the Ming. They have really good sustain damage from the Cassia. Uther going to be able to peel off some of that engaged with both his short-range stuns as well as the what's it called? The invulnerability. What's it called? Oh, I can't think of it. No, my knowledge.
No, not Shane's knowledge.
Why can't I think of it? What is his ultimate called? Divine Shield, that one. That's the one.
Go. Oh no, it's playing. I don't want to play. No, don't play it. No, hold on. No. No. I'm trying to pull up the video here. Display capture. No. Oh no.
I don't know if we're gonna have time. We're getting into this game pretty quick.
Oh well, I'll deal with it later. Ha ha ha. I'll look at it later. We'll play it before either next game or interview. But I'll go ahead and introduce our left side. In the blue, we have ReGen Nebula. We have, however, who was it? Moist Sweetness earlier or Ector? However Ector pronounced it, Staya. We have the Chives, It Cowboy. Oh, I'm not even pronouncing who they're playing. Staya on the Chromie, Rackham on the Anduin, It Cowboy on the Blaze, the Chives on the Greymane, and then Murda on the not Twin Blades, but maybe Twin Blades.
IT Cowboy on the Blaze. Okay, so now for the side of Hotstads, we're gonna have W Star on the Ming, Q Ball on the Cassia, Wiggity on the Uther, King on my King Anduin, or Anduin, what did I say? Okay. And Rat Base Toad on the Joanna.
Oh man, we're both already. I'm crying over here. You just had to correct me. And speaking of corrections, man, Hotstad's looking for almost looking to correct that variant for pushing up so far. New art restart. What?
Is there a banned Artanis skin? Oh.
Maybe they're joking?
Yeah, maybe something happened. I'm not sure. I wasn't. I didn't see what happened with the Artanis up there.
I don't know either. Maybe they're saying that's the first time playing art and that they messed up, so they have to start over.
Oh, it might be he missed a swap, and so they said he's new. Let's start the game over.
There we go.
I'm assuming
he
went for a level 1 cheese kill. That is an Artanis classic. You look for the level 1 swap cheese kill, and didn't pan out this game, but they did put a lot of pressure onto the variant. So overall, still a good start.
And I was like, wait, what do you mean start over? No, don't do that to me.
Ector in chat, still standing up.
Ector. Oh my gosh, I was about to talk smack though. Yeah. Neither will Cassia. Just kidding, Cassia will remain standing for now. Oof. Ector, I'm gonna start pronouncing your name wrong now. Just because I feel like it's going to annoy you. I'm gonna start pronouncing everyone's name wrong now, just because it's gonna annoy everyone, and that's gonna be my job.
eventually the cast just becomes like no word is pronounced correctly anymore. It's just like it sounds like you're speaking
A whole
another
different language. Start speaking in a Star Wars language. What is that language? There's a few languages in Star Wars, aren't there?
I don't know exactly which one you'd be taught. Listen, I haven't watched Star Wars in a hot minute, so.
I just watched, rewatched Rogue One, the movie, in the theaters since they have the new show coming out soon.
Oh, you mean Star Wars: A New Hope 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Why? Why do you do this to me?
Is that not what it is? Am I wrong? But let's talk about the game here for a second. We have both camps taken in the lanes, so we are going to be getting a good push here in the top lane, but at the same time, ReGen Nebula is in position for this race, and they're going to be getting a head start here, and probably going to have a huge advantage here going into halftime.
That is true. I do have both visuals for this. I was about to start a prediction of who will melt the objective first, but a little too late for that. Iktar! I like it, Moist Sweetness. Iktar! That's your new name, bud. Spoilers, you've been pronouncing my name this entire time wrong. Am I really? Is it not Ektar? Is it Iktar?
I think he's just memeing on you.
Nah, I think he is. Man, everyone's memeing on me. We got the Star Wars memes, we got the name memes.
Well, we do have the first objective going over to the side of ReGen. A pick attempt there onto the Joanna. Isn't quite able to find it. Artanis swaps in, but I don't even know if he wants to be in there. And they're going to go ahead and disengage. This first objective did go over to the side of ReGen, but not with as much shield. The race here from the side of Hotstad's enough to get it down decently low, so they may just lose some of this wall here.
Just real quick, while we're talking about names and stuff, so I recently won a cosplay contest, or won an award at the cosplay contest, and so my name there, oh wait a second, Rat Bass! Ooh, ooh, ooh! Oh, he walked right into it. You could tell he was trying to avoid it, but he walked right into that chromey little triple doopity-doop. That's what I'm calling it now. There's the taunt. There's Greymane going in. But I don't know if Varian's going to be able to come out of it. Ooh,
Big
barely
heals
out
though
of it.
by Rackham, though, able to keep the Varian up. Good dive there, though, to get one of the kills. They tried to find more, but Uther was on the ball there. That armor from the Uther passive, just so hard to get through if he gets those heals onto people, and it was enough to save the Cassia there. And now, since ReGen had to back, it looks like they're going to get this top camp for free here for the side of Hotstats.
Yep, we do see them coming on in. Wiggity was looking to back, but he's staying on in. And there goes Hotstad's grabbing that top camp. And it looks like, I'm going to real quickly look down bottom. We do have Artanis starting on that bottom camp as well. And we have 2 people for Hotstad starting to back out. 3 people now are backing out as well. So they're not going to get much value with this camp here.
Yeah, pretty much just using this camp as an opportunity for them to reset their health and mana bars. Joanna going to be able to hold this for a little bit. Greymane desperately trying to keep his inner beast stacks up, and they are going to fall off in the end. Oh, Ming gets a face. Oh, okay. Yeah, Ming was immediately like, nope, I'm out of here.
Oh, so real quick to finish my story. Long story short, the certificate they gave me spelled my name wrong twice. There was no I after the M, and there was only one O in the more instead of 2. So,
Squidward Tortellini.
I have never heard of that joke before. What?
Where they keep spelling his name wrong. They called him like Squidward tennis balls.
Oh
Yes.
God, SpongeBob is so great. I'm glad I grew up with SpongeBob. But SpongeBob, speaking of getting squished like a sponge, man, Joanna getting taunted and getting hit with that blaze stun there. She will live for now. Varian going back in there. We do have level 10s on the bridge for both teams, though. On the brink. There we go. On the brink, not the bridge. You don't want to be at the end of the bridge.
given the way these teams are playing, I don't know if we're going to see him. Artanis does find a swap, but it's onto the Varian, who's pretty hard to bring down. They put a lot of damage onto him. Anduin is able to find that pull, though, to get him to safety. Blaze is now the target, as well as the Artanis. They are able to get the Blaze down. Cassia finds the damage, and now Ming has blinked forward, looking for more. They are going to find that second kill as well, and I think that's going to be enough for them to get this Immortal, or this, the Immortal here. What map are we on?
We're on all the maps at once. You want to know why he died, though? Because he chose Lionheart. That's why. That's why Varian died, because he chose Lionheart. As we've seen in the past, how I've talked, if you're not going Twin Blades, your first one, you go the Shield Breaker, you go your W for level 1. Level 2, you do your taunt.
Yeah, but do you know why he lived so long? Because he had 40% increased health from choosing taunt.
I don't give a flying F, Shane. I could have lived longer with level 10 Twin Blades. Because at least he could have lived longer. Next to doubt. Listen, hey, my win rate says otherwise, Shane. We'll look at my win rate. It's grown too. I've gotten quite a few wins lately, so we'll look at my win rate.
Hotsad's getting a pretty good push here in the bottom lane, but Blaze doing his best to try and counter in the top lane to try and get that fort down. Not quite able to find it, though. The Artanis blind comes out to slow down their clear, and I do think this is going to be the first fort going over to the side of Hotstads. A much better start so far in this game compared to last game.
Agreed. We do have level 10s for both teams. I'll quickly run through the side of ReGen Nebula. We do see the shielded wall, bunker, light bomb, cursed bullet, and slowing sands. And while we watch Hot's dads try to take this bottom siege camp, they took Blessed Shield, Suppression Pulse, Ball Lightning, Divine Shield, and Wave of Force. As we see the light bomb onto the Li Ming. Li Ming's out of there. Taunt was used, so it was Lightning Ball. Chromie's ult was used as well. There is Divine Shield as well. Ult's being just used left and right. Oh, there goes the Joanna. She walked right into Chromie's talents.
Yeah, the Unstoppable was pulled early from the Joanna as that fight broke out, and so her not having it up for the vast majority of that fight meant that she was taken extremely low. Cassia tried to hold the point with that Divine Shield. Well, they are going to find the taunt here onto the Li Ming, and goodbye, brave soldier.
You just blink and they were gone. Goodbye.
Not even level 13 yet, so not even a glass cannon. That was actually a normal health Li Ming that got blown up that quickly.
Yeah, I know. What's crazy is we just saw Hot's dads winning these fights and taking out the bottom fort, but now we see ReGen Nebula getting a kill, almost getting the bottom fort, but Blaze still doing a really good number on this top four here. It is a few sneezes away. So we do see Hot's dad starting the bruiser camp, as objective will be up in 15 seconds.
I'm very sad. I would love to see Blaze stepping up to that fort. I think he can just rat it down with his Qs if he wants to. And yeah, he is trying to do it there. He's trying to rat it down. That's the Blaze tech right there.
All right, there we go. So bruiser camp up for Hot's dads, and here comes the fight onto the Immortal. Man, Varian getting pretty low here. Varian is going to go down as Pull was not there in time. Blaze charging in a little too late, but he will be able to get out of that just in time. And now, Hot's dads will be able to start onto their Immortal pretty quick. We see Li Ming on it, and here comes the rest of the team. Joanna's just going to hang out here. While ReGen Nebula waits for the Varian, they were able to grab their bruiser camp, and Blaze will now rotate up top to clear out that lane and maybe get that top fort. We did see the bottom fort go down. I don't remember if we said that. And so we should probably see the top fort go down, which honestly might be a decent trade here if ReGen Nebula just wants to give up this objective. And
yeah,
looks like they're not going to.
They do end up giving it. I'm not sure if that was, I'd have to check. I'm not sure if Anduin's pull was up until that moment or if it was potentially a bit of miscommunication. Oh. They are going on to the Joanna, though. They use the shield breaker to break that shield, but the Divine Shield is there in time. They're going to try and switch to this Uther. Artanis, though, finds a swap over the wall. The team doesn't seem to realize, though, they're going to just keep focusing this front line down. Blaze uses the bunker there, and I do think that everyone's going to get out of this okay.
Yep, they do. We do see Greymane rotating down bottom. He's going to run away as Artanis started coming down. Blaze will switch with him. I honestly, if ReGen Nebula knew they weren't gonna get this objective, they should have kept everyone up there, and Blaze should have already just gone in the top. I mean, I see him poking it out now, but now they don't have as much defense for their own top fort. I don't know. I think it would have been just easier because he just rotated down and then kind of nothing there.
I will say, though, this is a potential turning point for the side of ReGen Nebula. They've seemed a little bit on the back foot throughout a good portion of this game, but with the shield breaker now online for the Varian, the Joanna's going to be under a lot more pressure throughout this game. It's really going to come down to if that blind from the Artanis is able to buy them enough space, as well as those divine shields from the Uther, or Joanna's just going to have to play really safe on those engages.
I am hoping for Hot Stats to win this game, just so I can have a game 3 and maybe just my luck we'll have a Towers of Doom game. If I'm not getting a Twin Blades this game, let me at least get a Towers of Doom. Come on. You know, equal trade as the caster.
Are you trying to bribe the teams? Is that what
I don't know how it's bribing because I'm not giving them anything except for maybe content. But if anything, then they're giving me the content.
Yeah, exactly. You're trying to bribe them so that you can get, well, you're giving them channel points behind closed doors. Oh, and...
Oh, good pull.
Yeah, that was a really good pull there by Rackham. I think that Greenman was 100% dead if that pull didn't come out. So good reactions by Rackham to pull the trigger.
And it looks like we do have level 16s up for Hotstad, and they're looking to push this top lane in. Varian looking for a fight here. He is ready to go in even though they don't have level 16s. That's me when I play Taunt Varian. I just yell at my team, I'm going in! And then I just run on in.
I mean, it kind of worked. He scared the entire team back with that zoning, and they were able to clear that camp. They now have the level 16s, but we have an ambush attempt. Ming blinks in for that calamity value, but does end up getting taunted. Joanna takes a good bit of damage, but Cassie is actually doing a decent job of zoning out that backline. Gets a lot of damage done onto them. Artanis goes for the swap, but isn't quite able to find it. Joanna's now super low, is going to end up going down. They try to find the Ming, but a good blink away there by W-Star. They're trying to find the turnaround kill onto Grammy. Not quite. There is the D-Shield to keep Q-Ball alive. IT Cowboy does end up going down, and in the end, it was a chaotic fight, but only a 1-for-1.
So far, 1-for-1. Artanis looking for a swap here. Okay, no, he's going to back up. I do want to say, with this Varian's talents, Varian, where are you going, bud? You are by yourself. I do like how he did go Shattering Throw for the shields, Artanis and Joanna's shields. And you saw he had to use it right then there. You saw the shield pop up for Artanis. He used his Shattering Throw onto it, and that just gets rid of all the shield, and you're able to get a really nice kill off of that. We do see Greymane going down. And Varian getting pulled from the Anduin. Once again, a really good pull again. We do see the double pull, right? Yep, double pull from Anduin for his level 16.
Yeah, Ming is doing a really good job finding some value, but hang on. The Ming was able to blink away from the charge, so it wasn't quite able to find it. Meanwhile, Joanna playing aggressive in that backline, zoning out the rest of the team. We've had like 3 team fights now, and the Immortals still haven't even hit halftime yet.
I know, it's been an insane back and forth fight here. Let's see, Murda is pretty low here.
And now W-Star is out of mana, so they are going to potentially want to look to get a reset here. Yeah, there is the back there from the Ming, so let's see if Hot Stats continue to try and zone this, but I do think the halftime is going to come up here, and there it is.
Oh. Wait, who got it to halftime? Oh, wait a second. I think Hot Stats got it to halftime. Yeah, they did.
Oh, we do have the Artanis blind pulled here. They get a good bunch of damage down, but Blaze is in really deep. Good pull there by Rackham. Get 150. Oh, the time trap was huge. And it is able to get Blaze out of there. I did want to point out, you can see in these team fights just how hard to kill this hyper carry Cassia is. The 30 armor from the avoidance, as well as the armor from the Uther trait, making her just so hard to bring down. Plus, all those blinds is making Greymane really struggle in these fights to find that good value.
Yeah, and now ReGen Nebula is going to have to defend off it as Hot Stats has a lot of poke here. So they're able just to poke out this objective here. And man, Varian already getting pretty low here. He needs some heals ASAP.
This is a good effort here by ReGen to try and force them back off of their hold. But Varian does get swapped in, though. Blaze finds a huge stun onto the back line, though, and that's enough for them to find that Joanna on the bottom side of the fight. Blaze is going to keep going, but Murda is getting a bit low here on the Varian. And I think they're going to they're going to look to disengage it. And even though they got the kill, they may end up losing the objective here.
Yeah, we do see Blaze. He is just going on in. He said, I am all for this. Blaze will live this so far. And there goes Greymane, though. Cassia goes down as well. There's a stun onto Varian. Varian getting really low, but he will still live. And this objective will go in favor for Hot's Dads.
They only have 2 people alive, though, so I do think this will end up being a free clear here for the side of ReGen Nebula. These past few minutes have been crazy. These teams are just trading blows, haymaker after haymaker at each other, and yet both teams still standing.
Isn't this the only, like, what, second objective now? Second or
I
third?
think it's the third, I think, but it feels like it's... Oof. You would think it's the 17th objective with how long this objective phase took.
And that's exactly what I was saying. You could have had probably 4 or 5 other objectives by now, but no, we're only on 3. We do see ReGen Nebula just melting down this Immortal, so at least their Keep will live this, but their wall is down, and Keep does take a little bit of damage.
Overall, not too bad here for the side of ReGen Nebula. You know, they do end up losing the objective, but they got a bunch of kills, which actually puts them slightly ahead in the XP game. I don't think it'll be relevant, but we'll see if they're able to do anything with it if they get those level 20s a hair early.
We do see Hot's Dads grabbing the top siege camp while ReGen Nebula grabs the bottom. Man, it's kind of just scary watching Hot's Dads, the way they're rotating together. Just always, like, they're pretty close together. And I don't know, it just looks like, when you look on the mini-map, it just looks intimidating.
I mean, is there anything more intimidating than a group of dads that plays Heroes of the Storm? I didn't think so.
Are they actually a group of dads, though? That's the question.
I have heard from reliable sources that they are dads that play Heroes of the Storm, that it is a true statement. But I'll need some confirmation from potentially chat on that one.
I like that. I like that. Resources. All right, both teams.
I have my methods.
You have your methods. Both teams grabbing their bruiser camps, and both teams with level 20s. We do see the Talarash elements from Li Ming. Ooh, and Glory to Alliance from the Varian. Both teams just keep, like, walking past by, rotating past by each other. One team's top, one team's bottom. It just keeps rotating around. It's kind of funny to watch. Both teams just trying to play really safe here.
I do want to point out that Cassia did go the Infinite Ball, but the real thing to watch out for, Uther went Group D Shield. So let's see if Hot's Dads attempt a Death Ball D Shield push into them. I think if they're able to find the big D Shield in the middle of a team fight, that could be the real X factor that could win them this game.
We do see Hot's Dads just blowing up this objective. They are melting it so quick. I don't know. It looks like ReGen Nebula is gonna go and try to defend this. There's Artan's getting pretty low, but there's the swap. There's ults and stuns just left and right. There's Infinite Ball, and there goes Greymane as the first death. And Varian, I would be shocked if it doesn't fall. No, it's dead. Blaze should fall in with the death. Oh my gosh. Where's the Anduin? Anduin pull! Anduin pull!
Anduin is not close enough.
Oh my god, he
Blaze
lives so far!
was slow.
Ah! I don't even care about anything else. I'm watching this Blaze. No, Blaze!
We are no longer watching Blaze. Army goes down as well, and it looks like Anduin is going to go down. He actually finds the trade, though, and Varian finds the Ming, but overall, a convincing fight win here for Hot's Dads. And with this objective still relatively healthy in shields, once they capture it, they could potentially look for the end here.
I don't know what Varian's doing. Varian, go back and heal up. What you doing? Man, oh man, that Blaze, I think if they stopped, and I think if ReGen, instead of fighting the rest of the team, went to the Blaze, they could have saved the Blaze and got the main kill and then just gone back to objective.
They do have the Greymane coming up, so they actually have their main clear going to be here as it arrives. The good news for the side of ReGen Nebula is that both damage dealers are down for the side of Hotstats, but that Artanis does so much structure damage with that amateur opponent that may prove to possibly be enough if they want to go for this end here. Greymane, though, not putting damage into the Immortal, instead putting it into the Joanna, and here come the blinds from the Joanna and the Artanis to lower his damage output. They gotta clear this or else this is gonna do some core damage.
Yep, we do see the top keep go down, and let's see if it will. I don't think it's gonna get any core damage. I mean, obviously it's gonna hit the core, but I think we'll clear it out before it gets even through the shield. Yeah, there it goes. Before even shield hits, we do see Hotstats started pushing out this bot lane, looking for a fight here. Behind you, Li Ming! There we go, there's the variant going for the Li Ming, but Li Ming's able to TP out of there, and Li Ming should live this easily.
Oh, but they are both heading towards this bottom camp. ReGen Nebula trying to clear this lane, and it looks like they want to go for it. Joanna does find the engage, and the big silence there from the Artanis. Blazes in the backline in the bunker, but it gets popped instantly. Oh, a good D-shield there. Is able to keep the Artanis alive for a little bit. He gets another ultimate off. 2 kills over to the Cassia. Ming finds one as well. Now Ming's going crazy. Greymane's going to try and find some kills to save this game, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. Oh, he is blinked on with the Calamity, and this looks like it's going to be game number 2. Hotstats punching back and bringing us to game number 3.
Yep, let's see. We do have Cassia?
Wait, Cassia?
Cassia? Cassia dead? I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at the player, but I forgot Towers was dead. And then Joanna?
Wait a minute.
Maybe not game?
Okay, I do think they can still end with Artanis and Ming on core.
Someone clip that. Hold on, someone's got to clip that.
Here come the Artanis ultimates to try and shut off the damage. Yeah, I do think it is going to be game here. Amateur opponent, too strong. My boy Artanis picking up the dub, as he always does. And yeah, game number 2 going
honestly,
over to Hotstats.
After those last two, after the Cassie and Joanna, I don't know if they deserve that one. How do you walk past all those? Like, you see you're taking that damage. They maybe like were eating food or something and they just happened to look away?
No. You know what? I respect the hustle. I respect the, you know what? I'm committed. I'm doing it. I believe. He was a believer. And I mean, we know that sometimes believers get punished. But you know what? I respect the fact that he was a believer.
I hope someone clipped that. I know I saw Koala in here earlier. Koala likes clipping some weird things in my streams. So maybe Koala clipped it. Well, let's go through some game summary real quick. We do have siege damage, 125,000 from Blaze and 109,000 from Artanis. We see in the hero damage, we have 81,000 from Chromie and 99,000 from Cassia. Healing, we have 77,000 from Anduin and 73,000 from Uther. Self-healing, 42,000 from Varian, 23,000 from Joanna, and then, oh, I just saw what map it is, I'm so excited. And then XP, we have 18,000 from Blaze and 20,000 from Artanis. I'll go ahead and bring up the talents real quick. I'm gonna run to the restroom, so I will be right back. Shade, why don't you talk about talents? Don't say what the next map is, and talk to chat. I will be right back.
Don't run to the restroom. You should probably walk. You might hurt yourself if you run.
I'm already a cripple.
Overall, though, I will say that this definitely was a good bounce back here from the side of Hotstats. The hyper carry Cassia with all of those blinds, pulling out top damage, really showing the strength of that pick. Uther as well, just sort of able to enable it, as well as I actually think Uther was really good against this strategy that ReGen Nebula has been running. You know, ReGen Nebula has showed that they have really good synergy and coordination at trying to kill that initial target. You know, they're really good at picking one person and attempting to kill that person. You know, Variant and Blaze has been really, you know, a really good 1-2 punch. We saw it with Tyrael and Blaze last game, as well as the Light Bomb. But Uther, with that Divine Shield, really able to counter that kind of strategy. And when the fights were extended and Cassia and Ming were able to keep pumping out that damage, they really seem to, come into their own in those extended fights. So another solid effort, though, by ReGen Nebula. It took them forever to end up going down to this game. I mean, it's a 25-minute back and forth affair, but Hotstads, they were able to find a bit of footing, and they come away with game number 2 and keep their hopes alive for this series. But we are, as it has been spoiled, we are going to Towers of Doom.
I didn't say it was Towers of Doom!
No, you spoiled it.
I didn't say nothing! I said nothing!
Spoiled.
I just said I'm excited for game 3!
Spoiled. I will say, see, when you said I was excited for the next map, I was hoping it was going to be Blackheart's Bay, but
exactly,
not going to be Blackheart. Not Haunted Mines either. How dare they?
How dare they? You're not. Oh, you are. I was about to say you're not even in this lobby. Hi,
Q-Ball coming into chat to hype up after that win. I'm sure Hotstads is pretty hype after winning that game. It was. I mean, you could see it in the scoreline. The game was extremely close. I believe it was 13-14 in kills. So, those kind of games are sometimes the ones that feel really good to win, especially when you're behind in the series. Being able to win those close games and get the momentum back in your favor could potentially be something that Hotstads are looking for. But, I mean, we've seen throughout this series, ReGen Nebula has looked cohesive and strong. So I'm sure they're not, feeling too bad about their position going into game number 3.
Yes, so game number 3 as was spoiled. Yeah, right, Koala. Wow, spoilers. We do have Towers of Doom, and it's picked again by Hotstads. I'm super hyped for this game. This is, if you're gonna have a game 3, this map is the best for it for casters. Maybe not for the teams, but for casters. So I am super hyped for this. We have Ratbass Toad in the chat saying, Level 32 Towers of Doom, let's go.
I'll tell you who isn't excited for Towers of Doom. The offlaners, also known as Top and Mid Wave Clear Simulator.
You know what I really like about Towers of Doom, if I ever play off lane, is that I'm just hanging out top and mid and not doing much.
You know what the funny thing is? Offlaners kind of get a bad rap on this map because it's like, oh, just go clear your lane's forehead. But the truth is there actually is strategy that goes into how you double soak on this map. Especially if you're in a winning or a losing matchup in the solo lane, being able to manipulate the waves so that you get the matchups or you're in the spots at the correct times is actually important. Not as important, obviously, as winning in the 4-man sometimes, but it's more difficult than it seems. I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah, what Shane said. So I feel like trolling right now. We do see, speaking of trolling, we do see the Sylvanas ban once again. So no sneaky sneaks. And the Stukov ban. 2 really good heroes here to ban out.
Now here's my question. We saw the Tyrael ban in game number 2. Do Hotstads stick to the Tyrael ban?
That's true, that's true.
I personally think if I'm Hotstads, I would just remove it again. ReGen Nebula looked really solid on the Tyrael pick. It's something that can be very frustrating to deal with if you don't have the right team composition. I'd be of the mindset, just get it out of here.
We do see the Li Ming ban, which I don't doubt that. That was a good Li Ming last game. And Li Ming's really good on Towers of Doom as well. And we do see Hotstads banning out the Tyrael. So we'll have to see what our first pick from ReGen Nebula is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot open on the table still. I know they have really leaned on this Anduin throughout the series, so no surprise. I think it's been first picked actually in all 3 games, if I'm not mistaken.
It has been first picked all 3 games. We do see Ratbass Toad picking up the Joanna again. I really was looking forward to an Anduin and Joanna on the same team because I do love that wombo combo. But they might be just looking at about the same comps as last game. Obviously, Hotstads can't do the Li Ming this game. But we'll have to see what else they choose. Looks like for their healer, they're going with Brightwing again.
Brightwing, such an obnoxious character to play against. But
we see the Kale Foss! It's finally not banned. I just realized that.
Kael'thas is going to come into this game. We're going to see how it fits into this comp, but overall, hopefully I get to make some Italian chef Kael'thas memes throughout this game. I just love his voice
Salami
lines.
alla shore.
Salami ascialladore.
Oh, I say salami all on the shore. Like all on the shore, like the shore of a beach.
See, I've always wanted to do something with like pepperoni at the end, because that also feels very Italian, but I have to figure out the right context to use it. It's like salami, pepperoni.
You're sounding very racist against Italians right now. I'm just kidding.
I am Italian!
So you're racist against your own kind.
I'm allowed to meme on myself, okay?
We do see the Blaze ban and the Vala ban as well. Zul being picked up by King. No Artanis this game so far. Oh my gosh, gross. Excuse me. I'm glad my camera's not on. Oh man. Oof. Yeah, or the Jersey Shore.
We are going to see the Chromie again. Zul, though, is an interesting pick. Zul is potentially one of the fastest double soakers in the game if he goes that W build. So a lot of pressure is going to be on Dahaka to keep up in the soak department, as well as Zul being able to spawn those little skelly boys can find little bits of damage on the structures throughout the game. And if the side of ReGen Nebula isn't careful, they could take some damage in the side lanes. They are going to pick up the Falstad, though, which gives them a potential global answer to gank that Zul if he's not paying attention.
And we see Murda on the Murden. Finally, someone who has the character name playing the character. We have, what was the other team? I know it's a Div C team. Tracer, who never plays Tracer. Or let me rephrase. I never see play Tracer.
Well, from what I've seen, Tracer seems to always be banned against him.
That's why I say I've never seen him play Tracer, because it's always banned as well.
He's out here like, you don't want to see it. But we do see the Zul'jin picked up as the final pick here. Decent characters for him to stack on if the Muradin is playing forward in the lane. Overall, I think these are two really solid drafts. I think it's really hard to pick a favorite out of these drafts.
I think my favorite's Hotstads because they do have some good combos with the Zul and Chromie and Zul'jin. I think just having those roots are going to be really, really helpful here.
As much as I agree with you, I do think that the potential, though, for the CC combos for the side of ReGen Nebula, the macro pressure that the Falstad could bring to the Zul, as well as I just think Mighty Gust is such a crazy level 20 ultimate. Just such a game changer that I think that there's a ton of potential for both sides. I almost think if you're Chihuahua, you maybe even consider going Falling Sword for the Mighty Gust in the late game, but we'll see if it even gets that far.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this is going to turn out. This is, like you said, I like the comps on both sides, pretty well rounded on each side. So have to see. I did start up a prediction. Let me rephrase. I started a prediction 30 seconds ago. See who will win round 3, taking home the series. Let's go ahead and get into the game. So over on the left side, you know what? Why don't you do ReGen Nebula since I pronounced them wrong?
Well, let's see if I can do it. I'm going to need the judges in chat here. We got Rackham on the Anduin, Murda on the Murda Inn. We have Stixa on the Kael'thas. We have the Shives on the Falstad, and IT Cowboy on the Dahaka.
And for the side of not ReGen, Hotstads, we have King on the Zul, Ratbass Toad on the Joanna, W Star on the Chromie, Q Ball on the Zul'jin, and Wiggity on the Brightwing. I'll go ahead and pull up first talents. You guys can take a look at that.
Brightwing made it through draft. That's wiggity wiggity whack.
Did you say you hated, like, was it Brightwing and Medivh?
And Medivh, yeah. Well, I just hate Brightwing because I call Brightwing the anti-fun hero, because anytime you try and have fun, get polymorphed, idiot.
That's so true. That's so true. We did see Murda doing a pretty good job slowing down the rotate for Hotstads, and so now ReGen Nebula has the upper hand on rotating back between mid and bottom.
And they are going to try and back up this Dahaka a little bit. It is going to be a bit hard throughout this early game for Dahaka to keep up with Zul's wave clear, so trying to support him a little bit so that he can get that advantage early to help him keep up here. Both teams going to be getting this bottom camp out. No early surprises here, but there isn't no potential for invade.
I do like watching the Murden and the Joanna just hitting each other and doing little to no damage on each other. Pretty entertaining, you know?
Unfortunately for my teammate Sonic's Bro, we do not have Perfect Storm for the Murden, so unfortunate. I think if he were here, he would say that it's an instant loss. He loves that talent more than life itself for some reason.
Like me with Twin Blades.
Well, I'm sorry, he also loves Beetlejuice. I can't...
Okay,
you know,
okay. Alright, we do see the Dahaka and Kael'thas clearing out the mid. I do kind of like this, the Kael'thas going to the mid, because he does need his globes. The quicker the globes, the quicker the shield for him. And I hate playing Kael'thas and having my team be like, no, just stay with the 4-man. No, I want my globes here and now. He already has 8 globes and we're only 2 minutes in. That's really good. Because he's able to at least rotate with the Dahaka a little bit, and he's able to grab those globes with the Dahaka safely. See, there we go, 9 globes now. And now he rotates bottom.
Yeah, the only thing this does do is it does give priority over this bottom lane over to Hotstads. We see that they pretty much have that entire wall down already. As Joanna is being engaged on, they find a good CC chain, but not quite able, although the bomb does spread to Brightwing, so a little bit of damage is going to need to be held up. But you see it down there in the bottom lane that because of that priority they've gotten on that lane, they've already gotten a tower and a gate down. So already a small advantage going over here for Hotstabs.
All right, we do see the objective up. Of course, each team grabbing their respective towers, respective shines, whatever they're called right now. I can't think. But we do have the fight here mid. Dahaka already burying down. And here he comes on in. Ooh, getting pretty low. Zul. Are you going to live? No, Zul will not live this. Oh my gosh. Holy moly.
Oh, gonna try to find that Brightwing in the back. Good ton there, though, by the Dahaka. Good blind by the Joe. Tries to save him. Is the Brightwing going to be able to get away? I think. No, not quite.
And the Chromie goes down, too. Holy moly.
Yeah, convincing. Oh, and Zul ends up getting found also. Convincing teamfight win as ReGen Nebula finds 4 kills here in this early game.
Oh, wow, what a great fight. And during that fight, shout out to Nexus Gaming Series. Wow, who are they? Oh, but real quick, man, I can't even talk for a second without 2 deaths. Oh my goodness, Zul'jin and Brightwing. It's what we talked about the other game, letting that Brightwing teleport over so they can get that extra kill. And that's exactly what happened here. So, ReGen Nebula finally catching on to this. I don't know if they did that accidentally or if they actually did it on purpose, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say they did it on purpose.
They're looking really strong here in game number 3, the side of ReGen Nebula is. I mean, the combos have looked really good. The KT has been getting really good value as well. These bomb spreads, and there's another one there onto the Chromie. So this damage is slowly starting to add up. Another bomb spread onto the Joanna, and Joanna's going to go down here.
Man, this Kael'thas insane right now. Just throwing bombs left and right now. Gosh dang. But before we say anything else, shout out to Nexus NGS. Thank you guys so much for the host. I hope your guys' game went well. Who was the casters today for NGS? I didn't get to watch because I was busy with this game.
We do have a bit of mid-soak being potentially missed. No, it does look like Falstad's going to be able to get all of that. But Zul doing his best here to try and keep them up in the soak game. But level 10's coming online now for ReGen Nebula for this objective. And I think if you're on the side of Hotstads, you're just going to have to concede this here.
Yeah, this is looking good for ReGen Nebula right now. But this is Towers of Doom. Favorite map to cast because it can be a turnaround map. We do see Kael'thas grabbing the objective, and yeah, Hotstad's just gonna give it this time. They do have their pumpkins pushing in a little bit, but I think ReGen Nebula is gonna be able to stop it here.
KT does end up going the Phoenix this game, which I do think is correct. You know, Brightwing able to give that massive spell armor buff to whoever would be pyroblasted, so I do like the Phoenix pick. Gives a lot of great zoning potential. Joanna's shield is soon to time out here. Let's see if they go for it. Murden is going to jump in, finds the huge slow from the heavy impact. Joanna's being comboed. A gust backwards as well into the life bomb. Huge damage. Joanna is definitely going to go down, but will Brightwing 2 over to Kael'thas again. ReGen Nebula is running away with this game.
Yeah, ReGen Nebula doing a phenomenal job getting that Brightwing kill. And once again, I don't know if they're intentionally doing this. Maybe they heard us somewhere. But we were talking about this earlier in the games. Waiting for that Brightwing to TP in and try to get that extra kill. And it's working out phenomenally for ReGen Nebula. We do see Hot Stats pulling up with level 10s. We didn't get a chance to go over through level 10s with ReGen Nebula, so I'll go through it real quick. We're still waiting for Murden to pick. We do see Isolation, Light Bomb. There's Avatar being picked up. Wind Gust, Gust Wind, Mighty Gust. There it is. And like you said earlier, the Phoenix. Over for Hot Stats, we do see the Temporal Loop. We see, oh, there's the Falling Sword we were talking about earlier as well. Instead of Blessed Shield this game, we do see the Blink Heal, Tasdingo, and Poison Nova.
Yeah, I think Hot Stats, this game looks like it's going pretty bad for them so far, but I mean, this is Towers of Doom. This is the map, the comeback map, so to speak. So, they just got to keep themselves in the game. They're going to look for a little bit of a scuffle here to keep stacking that Soul Jin, but they actually do find the stun onto him. No follow-up CC, though, to go with it. Poison Nova does catch onto the Anduin, but no real follow-up. They're going to actually try and turn this, but only able to find the unstoppable Joanna there. And the cap is actually going over to the side of Hot Stats.
Yeah, Wiggity was able to cap it while the rest of his team was fighting. I don't think ReGen Nebula was going to fully win this. Oh, wait a second. Before I say anything, as Joanna is going to go down here, Phoenix being used. I don't even think Phoenix needed to be used there. As, man, that Joanna was just getting stunned, firebomb, and just damaged left and right there.
No zoning storm bolts this game. Murda on Muradin, absolutely crushing them with the storm bolts so far in this game. The heavy impact just makes it so easy to combo onto, and then with the Kael'thas stun to follow it up, as well as the Anduin root, people can just be locked down for so long. And we're seeing that this game, Joanna, if she's ever caught with that shield on cooldown, she's basically been getting killed on repeat this game, it feels like.
It really does. We do have ReGen Nebula with 10 kills, maybe 11 here as Chromie's getting pretty low there. There was Blessed Shield, but not onto anyone. Blink Heal being used onto the Chromie there, and there goes bottom tower in favor for ReGen Nebula. Like I was about to say though, ReGen Nebula 10 kills to 0 kills for Hot Stats. Yeah, they're doing phenomenal job on this, on these team fights here, and even now just doing siege damage really well. We do see some pumpkins being pushed in. I don't know if they're gonna make it through though. We'll see. There's the root. There's the stun. Joanna getting fired on again. And passes on to the Chromie. Stop passing your fires, y'all. It's like COVID. Stay away from it. 6 feet away.
There's no measurements in this game, though. It's not like there's what's that on? I think it's the
3 Murdens away. There you go.
3 Murdens away.
We do see ReGen Nebula grabbing the top, both objectives here. So that's going to be a total of, what is that, 8 shots that I saw? 8 shots going in.
I think it was 10 shots, because I think they had that bottom. I could be wrong. They might have flipped the bottom in time.
Oh, you
Meanwhile,
know
the Dahaka has gotten a lot of damage done in that mid lane. Falstad is going to gust in order to protect themselves, but really the consolation prize there for Hot Stats, even though they had to give those objectives up, they do end up getting all of their bell towers back at least, so they have positions to play from again, but they have to be really careful here. ReGen Nebula does have half of the shots in now and is continuing to pressure this entire map, so they're kind of walking a tightrope here.
It was 8. Thankfully, we have 30-second delay, so I was able to look at my caster dashboard, and it showed 28. So we're 28 down to 20. So ReGen Nebula, or not ReGen, Hot Stats was able to get that bottom tower back right before the shots went through. So it was only 8 shots instead of 10.
Yeah, Dahaka is able to flip that. Dahaka's been putting a lot of pressure onto the Zul this game with his double soaking. And, they're down about 2 levels now at this point, almost 3 levels. So there's a lot of catching up to do. I think Hot Stats is really going to struggle to cap this if ReGen Nebula decides to invade. And yeah, they're going to go ahead and just give it over. I think it's the smart call.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We do have chat. Shane, you are a liar. There are numerical ranges.
Well, I'm sure
They
there's
do
like,
have
you know,
a-
there's ranges in terms of units. I just meant like,
Wait a
these are 6 feet
second.
apart.
Wait. Oh my gosh. No way. Oh no, Brightwing. Wait, did the Gus just save them? Did Gus just save? No, Brightwing, go away from your Chromie. Stay, maybe not. I can't tell if they're gonna die. Chromie has to die here. Stop passing the fire as well. There's Blessed Shield being used. And there goes the Chromie. Oh, Chromie, no.
There
Walked
was a
into that.
bomb on the bell tower, and Chromie walks up and takes it. Joanna, there's that CC chain once again from the side of ReGen, and 12 kills to 0 now. A brutal game so far by the side of ReGen Nebula. For Hot Stats, I mean, they're going to be only at 10 core health, but they are getting close to those level 16s. They did flip their mid-bell tower back, so there is still avenues for them to get back into this game, but it's looking pretty bleak so far.
Yeah, this is looking really rough here. We do see Falstad and Murden defending the bottom tower now, as we did have the rest of his team grab the siege camp and trying to get those pumpkins to push in as well. We do have level 16s online for Hot Stats. And man, I'm really hoping Hot Stats can turn this around. This is a, you know, it's Towers of Doom. It's a turnaround game. So hopefully Hot Stats can put that word in and make this a turnaround game here.
A bit of bad news, though. Oh, actually, Joanna does kind of look for the engage there. It's going to be okay in the end. They are going to go for the temporal loop, but the gust is still available. Zul has joined the party, though, and does find that root, but so much damage. He gets CC'd for so long. He is going to go down. Let's see if they're able to find the kills back. Zuljin is able to pop that unkillable, but the damage just isn't there. They're so far behind in levels. I don't think they're going to be able to find anyone, and oh, he's going to need some major heals here. I think he'll be okay in the end, though.
Yeah, Cue Ball living that just barely, though, and they're still looking for the fight here. Cue Ball getting really low. Don't pass the fire. All right, don't pass the fire this time. We do see objective up in 18 seconds, and Dahaka, while that fight was going on, Dahaka took the top keep up here, so this is not looking good for Hot Stats here.
Hot's dads have to win this objective, but even more than that, they have to keep an eye on Boss. This will be 6 shots going over when ReGen captures this, and it looks like they potentially want to just try and end the game here and now. We do have the respawn coming in from Zul, so he is going to be here for this fight. It looks like they're going to just go ahead and let them have it. I actually like the call here from ReGen Nebula. You have them down to 4, which makes Boss a potential win condition. Dahaka going to try and push in 3 more shots, and if they want to answer this down in the bottom lane, they're going to move away from Boss.
Yeah, they could just also 6 cap it here. We do see the temporal loop onto this Kael'thas. Zuljin trying to get a kill here, but he is by himself. This is not looking good. Here comes Brightwing. Brightwing is able to save him, but Zuljin does go down here as Dahaka kills him. But so does the Murda. First kill for Hot Stats today, and we did see Falstad using his ult as well.
I mean, it's a start. I mean, if you're Hot Stats, it's a start. I mean, ReGen Nebula, they're still 100% in the driver's seat. We didn't see it down there, but Dahaka, IT Cowboy, doing a fantastic job so far this game. Can't credit him enough on the Dahaka. Is able to find the solo kill and push in 3 shots, and now they're going to get this next bottom camp, and ReGen Nebula has a potential win condition pushing now in that bottom lane.
Yep, we do see ReGen Nebula. Hot Stats grab the
oh,
boss
no, they
here.
can't lose this.
Oh no, yeah, it's 1 shot. I just noticed there's 1 shot left. I didn't even see that because you said the pumpkins got pushed in. That's right. Wow. I didn't even notice that.
Their attention is going to be so split now. They have to clear those pumpkins in the bottom lane, but if they move away, it means they could potentially move this mid lane. A devastating pincer move here.
Oh.
The Joanna Falling Sword is able to cleanse the isolation, but they are going to lose 1. King now getting low on the Zul. He's going to go down. They find the Dahaka, but they have to keep people in here. Zuljin was able to clear up that bottom lane, and I think in the end they are going to be able to hold this. But a double altar phase is really bad here for the side of Hot Stats. They're going to have to win both of these.
No, I don't think it's going to be it. No, Rat Basto can't get in there. There goes what, 2 shots. Oh my gosh, no, he got it. As Falstad was saying GG, but man, there goes the Joanna, and Zul'jin died as well. I'm not sure how the Zul'jin died. They are calling GG now.
Yeah, they did end up flipping that mid fort, so that shot is going to go over.
Oh man.
And ReGen Nebula with an absolutely just stunning performance here on Towers of Doom. 19-2, runs away with it and takes the series.
Wow, what a good series, and of course, be able to end it with Towers of Doom. You guys know I love that stuff. I love being able to end with Towers of Doom. Well, real quick, before we go and go into a winner's interview, let's go through the game summary real quick. Let's see, we have siege damage, 167,000 from Dahaka and 130,000 from Zul'jin. Or not Zul'jin, from Zul. We have in hero damage 59,000 from Kael'thas. Oh, but Chromie just a few hundred away more than Kael'thas with 59,715. In healing, we have 53,000 from Anduin and 56,000 from Brightwing. With self-healing, we have 18,000 from Murden and 28,000. Voice Venus, I'm gonna murder you. 28,000 from Joanna and an XP, 24,000 from Dahaka, and 19,000 from Zul. Let me go ahead and bring up talents as we get our interview ready. Murda did say he is in lobby 2, so we'll switch over here in a second. How you feeling right now?
I mean, I'll be good. You know, that was quite the game to end.
Oh no. Hello? Shane? Is it me? Is it you? Shane? Shane? Shane, if you're talking, we cannot hear you. Shane! Shane! R.I.P. Shane. Alright, Shane, if you can hear me, I'm gonna switch over to the lobby 2 for the winner's interview, alright? Oh no. Put F's in chat for Shane, everyone. F's in chat. Alright, I'm gonna switch over. Boop, boop, boop. Team 1. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead in the winner's lobby, Shane, and hopefully you'll be there. I'll move you over there, actually.
Oh.
Hello, hello. Hold on. I'm going to try to move Shane over, but Shane was literally talking and he just died. So I don't know if he's alive or not. Shane, can you hear us?
Hello, can you hear me?
There we go. I moved you in lobby 2, so we're with the winners now.
Well, I just want to be the first to say congratulations on your win today. How's the team feeling after winning that 2-1 series?
Yeah, hard-fought match. We're feeling good after a pretty good showing in Game 3. I think Towers of Doom went all but perfectly for us. So closing out like that, and honestly, the week we had this week in practice was just outstanding. So pretty proud of my team right now.
I like that. I like that. Well, all right, let's go ahead and into game 1. Hold on, I didn't pull up my stuff. Backcaster here. All right, game 1, Infernal Shrines picked out from Hotstads. So I'll ask you this with the other 2 maps as well. If you were to rank, where would you rank on a scale of your favorite map to why is this even here? Where is Infernal Shrines?
We wanted that map.
Did we?
No, we hate that map.
We hate that map. I don't know. We're pretty comfy on I think the NGS map pool in general. So ranking it, it's middle of the pack, I guess. We don't neither love it nor hate it. We never ban it, so it's not the worst.
All right.
I feel like it's one of those maps that it's just it's such a popular map that just everyone knows how to play it. Nobody hates it. Yeah. Everyone's just become numb to it at this point.
Shane, you nailed it.
Well, all right. So going into Infernal Shrines, your guys's, so in general, all 3 games, you guys had Rackham on Anduin. I'm assuming that's your Anduin, the Anduin is really good, but also I'm assuming it's a comfort pick. So I'm assuming that's why you guys chose it all 3 games?
A little bit, I think, more so towards just looking at our enemy side. We did a little bit of scouting, saw they played Anduin 3 times this season. We're picking it kind of early. It's just one of those picks that enables other things in draft as well. So we knew he's just going to be a contested hero, and we decided we don't want them to have it. He kind of saw similar things happening, banned out their Sylve all 3 games. We just didn't want them to have it.
All right, Shane, you got questions? We'll go back and forth. I ask one, you ask one.
You get yours out of the way.
I can't think of any right now. That's why I'm saying you
Oh, okay, I see how it is. So I actually want to talk about my favorite part of that game, which was the Tyrael pick. I'm going to be honest. I just love Tyrael. I think that it's so awesome that Tyrael has become sort of this, sort of tanky, DPS-y, hybrid type pick that has sort of come into the meta as of recent. What are your thoughts on the Tyrael pick? I can't remember if you guys have played it yet this season, but I mean, it seemed to work out really well for you. Is that something you've been cooking up for a while, or something you've picked up as of late?
Well, we weren't even sure we wanted it as we were looking at our 5th pick in that draft. I forget what was the other hero we were looking at. I don't remember. But Shive said Tyrael here, and I was like, no, not Tyrael. And then I was like, wait a minute, okay, I trust you. And I said, Shives, I trust you. Honestly, you said it. I think he was MVP. It drew 2 bans in games 2 and 3 after that. So he played well and then helped us in draft the other 2 games. So Tyrael worked out tonight.
Yeah, I thought the combo of the Tyrael, the Blaze Stun, and the Light Bomb, I mean, you guys executed it really cleanly throughout that series. So I was, definitely got to give you props for the synergy and communication there on those blow-ups onto the Walla.
Yeah, I will say I want to publicly shout out Rackham, because his light bombs pregame were talking about, like, how are we going to layer this? Is it like with the judgment? Is it like with a jet propulsion? But the way he was able to use it in that game was really layering the stun to maximize CC time, just as you were saying, and it's really credit to Rackham in that game.
All right, Rackham did a phenomenal job with a lot of their light bombs, and even their pulls just throughout the series. Really good light bombs, really good pulls. I've started playing Anduin recently as well, and so I love seeing good pulls there. I'm just like, ooh, I wonder if I could have done that. I do.
Yeah, most of the time we're like panic screaming, like, pull us.
That's my team too. They'll yell at me. They're like, pull. And I'm like, I just pulled you 2 seconds ago. What do you mean pull?
but does Rackham give you a stern lecture after pulling you? Like, he pulls you, but he makes sure to lecture you after doing it. Like, don't make me pull you again, mister.
Well, funny enough, we played ARAM as our warm-up today, and I got Anduin, and he was playing a DPS, and I pulled him, and he started heading back towards the fight. He's like, you guys do this to me all the time. Let me have my fun.
It's true. I do the same thing.
I do want to say, the next 2 games, you guys play Varian. Of course, if you guys watch me or know me, I love Twin Blades. So every time you went taunt, I cried a little on the inside. Actually, a lot on the outside.
Wait a minute. They had 3 blinds. You're gonna pick
you know what?
Twin
No,
Blades
you know
into 3
what?
blinds?
If you rewatch this the first game, I even said I would even play Varian.
There's no reasoning with more. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Hey, my win rate says otherwise. My 300 plus games of only Twin Blades variant says otherwise, all right?
Well, maybe it would have worked because we ended up losing. It just, it was a good pick. The final pick, the Uther, we kind of were thinking maybe it could be Uther. Scouting report didn't show it, so we weren't like super concerned, and then it came out. It was a good counter pick by them.
Definitely, it was a good counter pick for them. But let's go into game 2 then. Game 2, all 3 maps were picked up from Hotstad. Once again, where's Battle of Eternity on your yay and list?
It's definitely leaning more towards yay. Cowboy, I think, is the one who's like maybe the most bored of it because Solo Lane's a little bit of a snooze fest on that map. But Cowboy, any words on that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I like that map. It's a good macro map. I find it pretty fun, just digging in everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got to put him on Blaze, so he didn't have to play Dahaka. That was fun.
Do you prefer Blaze or Dahaga, Cowboy?
Oh my gosh, tell them all our trade secrets, please, Cowboy.
I prefer offlane Anna. That's just
That-
me though, but
He's
Oh.
not lying. He's not lying.
Offlane Anna, and you go the Sergeant Hammer level 20, where you get the massive range.
exactly.
It's the only way to go. It's clearly the only way to go. Well, all right. So, second game, you guys did not win it. How are you guys feeling throughout the game?
Oh, we were definitely behind. We knew we didn't have the race to keep up with what they had. The Artanis, the Leeming, particularly. Also, the Cassia adds a good chunk as well. We just had the Greymane as our race. We did kind of want the Leeming during draft, but knew based on what we banned, it was the Sylve and the Vala, that we knew that they were going to have the Leeming available. So it just kind of made our draft from start to finish not really operate the way we like 100% wanted it to. So they, like I said, they beat us in draft. We were behind the whole game, and we knew we just had to rebound in game 3.
You were just like mid game. You're like, yeah, we lost this.
Yeah, well, we put in a solid effort. We didn't give up, but it was kind of a lost effort about halfway through. We kept it as close as we probably could have, but we would have had to find a good fight, like some good kills and win an objective, and that wasn't really happening in game 2 for us.
Right, Shane?
So my big question is actually around the mid game in that game. I believe it was third Immortal was when everything kind of the objective phase, I swear, went on for probably a good 4 or 5 minutes or so. And it really turned into quite the stalemate. You know, both teams were poking at each other, sort of throwing themselves at each other, and just people were bending, but they weren't really breaking. What was your strategy in that moment to try and get the upper hand over the enemy team?
So in that fight, we were kind of split. We were fighting on 2 different fronts. I think, if I recall, both teams got a double kill. So it was 3v3 at a certain point. But we were a little bit resource choked during that. And so like we're backing up or tapping wells. We weren't really able to re-engage, and their poke was just ultimately better. Having that Li Ming and being able to get back on the race after that long drawn out fight, we didn't really have the tools to do the same to them. So in the moment, I'm just saying we need to look for kills. We need, like, our comp was built to get picks, and when we're not winning, the advantage is there. The rest of the strategy kind of falls to the wayside.
Yeah, the Ming definitely found a lot of value. I do believe I remember you banned it out in game number 3. So, you know, the Ming, the poke just slowly whittles away at you. And it basically puts you on that clock, right? If we don't find this engage soon, either they're going to poke out the Immortal or they're going to poke us out. And so, you know, being put on that clock and having to force engages into that Uther, as well as all of the blinds that the side of Hotstads brings, you know, definitely, I'm sure, was a bit of a struggle to get through.
Absolutely. And their Li Ming player was incredible. We kind of bullied him in draft by banning out most of his heroes. But he had more. Like, you saw the Chromie. The Chromie I thought was pretty good in game 3. And that Li Ming in game 2 was outstanding. And the Vala game 1 was definitely standing out on their side as well.
All right, so going into game 3, Towers of Doom. I was super hyped for it. How are you? Were you guys hyped for it, or were on your yay to nay scale?
It's a yay. We actually were talking, me and the opposing captain, during the coin toss about. I believe he said game 3, Towers of Doom. Right? We got to leave it available and, like, don't ban it out. And I was like, okay, all right.
Oh man, why was I not there? I could have cried tears of joy there.
But what a gentleman.
What a gentleman.
He had map pick in game 3, and he said Towers of Doom. It kept his word. So.
Oh, man, so
I
cry, tears of joy.
For yay to nay, I think it's a yay for both sides in that game. We were both excited to go there, and having first pick for us, we love it. We'll take first pick every time, and we had it all 3 games.
Yeah, and so you guys went ahead. So you guys picked up, which I was excited about. I saw that it was banned earlier in the games. You guys picked up Kael'thas. Is that a common hero you guys play on your team a lot?
Yeah, this was, again, just trying to choke out the heroes on the opposite side. Their DPS player, who's on the Ming in game 2 and the Vala game 1, I knew he likes to play the Sylvanas, the Kael'thas, the Li Ming, and the Vala. So we banned out Sylvanas, Li Ming, and our third ban ended up being on the Vala, and we picked up the Kael'thas. So I think he was on his 5th pick, the Chromie. that was our strategy in draft. So I mean, Kael'Thas was really just a deny on their side.
So just destroy W Star's hero pool.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just how it worked out. Like sometimes we'll just pick an enemy on their side and focus them in draft, and if we can beat one of their players, we'll take the match 5v4 if we can.
There you go. All right. Well, so during that game, in the start, Dadsl was they were doing pretty good, but then the rest of the game, you guys just steamrolled. No offense, Hot Dads, but you guys just steamrolled them. What were you guys saying in the chat during the games while you guys were just were you just focused on getting the picks? What were you guys focused on?
There were definitely a couple woos. They had some exciting moments in there that just worked out. A couple unfortunate, I think, maybe phase shifts in from Brightwing. We got a couple double kills off of them. Those moments are so big for the side who wins those. And we just were able to snowball. It was really probably closer than it looked. We just had a few moments in there that really swung it open.
Shane?
Well, I guess for me, I wanted to ask, obviously you got out to a huge early advantage in that game, right? You were up, I think you had shut them out on kills for a large majority of the game. So, you were in the driver's seat, up in shots throughout the game, and it really was your game to lose. What were sort of the comms like knowing that you have that advantage? Were you more looking to try and keep the pedal to the metal and try and choke them out, or were you playing a little bit, what was your strategy to be a little more cautious and just try not to lose the game?
Control bot lane, Towers of Doom. Everyone, I think, knows that at this point who plays NGS. We were able to do that. So it allowed us to get a couple of their siege camps bottom. I think at least one of them crossed the goal line for us. We had cap on top. We had cap on mid at one point and cap on bottom. They were able to recapture mid, and towards the end of that game, we knew boss was available for a win for us, but we didn't need to throw on it. I don't think we quite had 20. And we kind of misstepped and left a gate open, but it was just a mountain they would have had to climb. 27-1 at that point, and I think it was. So we just needed one thing, and ultimately it was like, let's just die for this mid forward if we have to.
Yeah, I did love your strategy there in that sort of late game sequence where you had the sappers pushing in the bottom lane that they had to answer. You had the mid bell towers super low and threatening to get you that one last shot. And then no matter what happens, you still had a double bell tower phase coming up. So there were so many win conditions for you at the end of the game there that, I thought it was really well executed that you had so many pressure points for Hot Dads to answer that it was basically insurmountable for them.
Well, you got the man to talk to here on the call. IT Cowboy kept us in that game. It was double soaker versus double soaker, Zul versus Dahaka.
Yeah, you actually beat me to the punch on that one. I was going to say IT Cowboy, offlaner to offlaner. You had a phenomenal performance on the Dahaka. Offlaners don't get enough credit on that map, so I'll give credit where credit is due. Soaking against Zul is definitely a challenge in of itself, and you didn't just hold your own. I mean, you were pressuring him out. I mean, you basically took that entire mid fort almost kind of by yourself and kept up the pressure in the top lane as well, which allowed your team to eventually convert all of the bell towers. So, absolute shout outs to you for a class act performance on the Dahaka.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I mean, that's one of the benefits of Dahaka is that he can be anywhere at any time, and he's pretty good on that map as a double soaker.
Well, all right.
Yeah, the other thing quick was just Shives. You didn't do too many bad things with the Falstead, so good job, Shives. we've struggled there previously.
I like that. Well, so now in the Division C-East right now, so originally you were tied with 6 points against Hot Dads and actually my team, Fensad. Now you guys are going to take 5th place with, if I can math, 8 points. There we go. 8 points for you guys. So you guys will be in 5th. And then Hot Dads will get 7 points. So they will be in 6th. How are you feeling? How are you feeling being in 5th place right now? 3rd/4th place is being tied with 9 points right now.
Honestly, the way I look at it, ranks 1 through 8, you're all first place. You made it to the playoffs, and that's when the real season starts. So we're shooting for top 8. We're in there right now. Holding position is really important for us. We have still matches against the top 3 teams. We haven't played them yet, so we're expecting potential map losses, maybe match losses as well. We got to win these games early in the season. We lost a couple, but I think we played against Fensad, your team. I think we played all right there.
Yep.
And last week was against Hard Stuck Support Group, and we were able to get a win there as well. So like just finding a few of these wins early is giving us the confidence we need to go into some of these later season matches against these top teams. But again, I'm just looking at it. We want top 8. If we land in top 8, that's success.
I like that. I like that. Not shooting for a top 1 right now, but after playoffs, then you're looking for top 1, so then you can go against the Div C-West division there and try to get the Div C title.
That would be something. ReGen hasn't won a title since season 6, and that was Division C. So maybe it could happen.
I'd say I hope you guys win, but I'm also in this division, so I cannot, because I want to win. But I don't think we're gonna get that far up. I think we'll actually hit playoffs this season, but I don't know about getting further than that, especially playing against you guys.
Are you doubting your own team?
Actually, you know what? I'm shocked. You know what? I'm shocked. We won the last 2 games really well. So you know what? I have some hope. I have hope. Well, all right. Before I let you guys go, I have the normal questions I always ask. First of all, what made you guys join NGS?
Well, I've been here since season 2. If you guys don't know me, hey, I'm Murda, board member. I do a whole bunch of stuff with NGS, so I'm kind of stuck here by contract. I don't know when Cowboy joined. Cowboy, when did you start playing NGS?
I think season 12, like 2-3 seasons ago.
Oh, so
okay.
you're more recent edition.
So that was when
We're
you
more
joined us.
recent.
We were your first team?
Second team.
Okay, so all right, this is your 4th season then.
Yeah, 4th season, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I took a long time off of playing, did casting full time. So I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things now. 3rd season with this team. We're having a good time. That's really what it's about. If we stop having a good time, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Of course. I feel that there. That was shout out to my team last year. Last season. All right. Your team name and logo. Obviously, you guys are part of the ReGen org. Why the Nebula part, and why the nice spacey logo?
I don't know. There's like a whole like think tank of new ReGen names when they happen. I guess I'm part of that think tank, and we landed on Nebula. Just sounds cool. Spacey, kind of futuristic. I don't know. It's kind of what we're going for, that sort of vibe. The logo, the RG logo, it's a throwback to actually an old guild that I used to run. It was called Republic Gentlemen. We played Star Wars Old Republic. And so Republic Gentlemen, ReGen, that's kind of where it came from.
I like that. I didn't know about that part. I didn't know the Republic Gentlemen. I like that.
No one really knows that. This is a deep cut. You have to know Murda to know that.
All right. Well, now we have the inside scoop here on my stream. All right, Shane. Any questions before I ask the final one?
I know we're probably about to get into shout-outs, but I did want to give a quick shout-out to Murda. I'm glad that I've been able to... a shout-out to you, first off, for being such a valued member of the NGS community.
Oh, thank you.
I definitely appreciate everything you do, but I wanted to actually give you a shout-out. I know from your time as a full caster, you've definitely thrown a few casts our way, so I'm really glad I was able to sort of return the favor and give you one back tonight.
Really appreciate that. I do miss casting. For those of you who might be like, where have you been, Murda? I'm married now, working a full-time job and keeping the wife happy. It's hard to fit a team in and casting, so I've been dedicating time to the team. Maybe one day I'll get back to casting. I do miss you guys, though.
Oh, sweet. I know the married life. I probably would not be able to cast as much as I did if my husband was at my house right now. But all right, well, last and final question. Any shout-outs you guys would like to give or anything you would like to say? But of course, keep it PG-13.
Cowboy, you first?
Sure. My mom, my team, the trainers, y'all for casting. wife and kids are very supportive. They just take some time away from the family. So, that's nice of them to let me do this. And yeah, thanks for Murda for putting this team together.
Appreciate that. Yeah, big shout out to the casters tonight. Love you guys and appreciate the time spent with these teams and putting in that work. Credit to Hot Stats tonight. Well fought game. Honestly, like I said, game 3 was way closer than it looked. A few fights go their way. That's maybe a win for them. But tonight, good job by my team. Love you guys. Outstanding week of practice, like I said. And to all the moms out there, Shive's mom in particular, we love you. And shout out for myself. Go over to the Community Plugs channel on the NGS Discord. ReGen Nebula now has a video game, so you can check it out and play it for yourselves at home. It's completely free, and hopefully you'll have some fun. And you can help Cowboy complete his training.
Ooh, I gotta look into that. Maybe I'll stream that later next week. That
yeah.
sounds fun. Well, all right. Congratulations, guys. You are now in official 5th place by yourself, not tied with anyone in Division C-East. Great games tonight. Thank you so much for the constant back and forth and giving us a game 3 as well. Don't celebrate too hard tonight because you still have some more games to go.
God bless. You guys have a great night. Thanks for casting.
Yeah, you both have a wonderful night.
Y'all too. Thanks.
Bye.
All right, Shane, the train. I'm excited. That was such a great series. Super hype. I'm super excited for it all. I can't wait to see how the rest of Division C-East and C-West go. Obviously, I'm a Div C person. I gotta start casting other divisions. It just so happens that every time I do need a cast, like all the other divisions are taken up. And so I'm like, Div C, here we are.
Yeah, this Div C has at least been an interesting, different one. I understand it's been kind of back and forth. There's no real pull-away teams so far, at least. A lot of teams, it sort of seems like any team can win on any given night, which is really what you want to see in the division. So, definitely exciting stuff.
Super exciting. I want to give a shout out to everyone. Thanks for the new follows. Thank you for the raid NGS. Thank you, the King NGS. I don't know if there's one person who would be king, but thank you so much for the raid earlier. Moist Venus always coming here with the 69 bits and giving me headaches, of course, with the emotional damage. And just thanks for everyone hanging out, watching the games with me and Shane. And of course, thank you to the teams for playing such great series. And of course, my number one thank you. Thank you, Shane, for taking time out of your busy life of school and your team to come cast with me, my favorite co-caster.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Happy to enjoy a Thursday evening casting everybody's favorite MOBA.
Yes, of course. Before we log off for the night, I do want to say tomorrow I'll be streaming again. I'll be streaming some more Cult of the Lamb, so please come join my cult. We need more people in my cult. I will be streaming NGS on Saturday, Sunday, and 2 games on Monday. Everyone bully Shane into casting all 3 nights with me, please and thank you. But other than that, anything else you have left to say, Shane?
Go Steelers.
Ew! No, I don't know if I can have you This is a
Nexus Gaming Series is not sponsored by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
This is a Green Bay Packers channel. You cannot be coming in here saying this. At least you didn't say the Bears. I'll be positive. At least you didn't say the Bears.
Well, I want to root for a team that'll actually win. So.
Well, I don't know why you're rooting for the Steelers. Fired. I don't know why you're rooting for the Steelers then.
Listen, they're okay still.
But all right, chat, we're gonna go ahead and do a little hosty raid over to, of course, Raka. I love raiding her. We got another big reason why I'm raiding her tonight, as well as we do have another Div C-West going on right now, so we're gonna go show her some love. I tried to do this last time, but no one did it with me. When we go into Raka's channel, everyone type Twin Blades are Wind Blades. I don't care if you agree with it or not. You just type it. It's for the memes, guys. It's for the memes. But other than that, I'm going to call it a night. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll see you guys later in the Nexus. Everyone have a good night.
Bye, everyone.